Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for Capricorn, wherever Capricorn shows up for you. And I've just been thinking about my Capricorn friend who passed away a couple years ago. So anyway, shout out to you, Bob. Thinking about you. And yeah, so we'll take those. I don't really have a plan for the spread today. I've just been taking a few cards that come out, maybe just one more. Anyway, if you haven't done so already, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed to my channel. Thank you either way for being here. I'm grateful for that. So interesting that this card kind of fell on top of these two cards. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Seven of Wands. Page energy. Pages are new. Pages are like, they're just kind of starting off with the element. They're starting to work with it, play around with it, gather information, data too, right? Like, interesting. So we start with the Queen of Pentacles, and in this deck, the Queen of Pentacles, well, the court cards are kind of going on this journey. The page found a key, handed it off to the Knight of Pentacles, who took the long journey of getting it to the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles knew where that key, or where the lock for that key was. So they open, right? Like they open this chest. They, what I can't remember from the book is and I opened right to it. Let's see. The Knight of Pentacles has dutifully delivered the magic key to his queen, who has used it to unlock a mystical treasure of tremendous import. No one except the nurturing Queen of Pentacles would have known where to find it. She carefully removes the earth and unlocks the wooden box. Then with care and reverence, she takes out the Heart of Pentacles. Okay. That's what I couldn't remember, what they were like calling, the pentacle. Rooted within the earth and forged through patience and perseverance of time. As its name clearly implies, the pentacle is a coin with an image of the five-pointed star or pentagram, which is an ancient symbol of life. The lower 4 points represent the elements of earth, water, air, and fire. The topmost point symbolizes the intellect or reason. When the star is right side up, as it is pictured here, it indicates that reason has dominion over the physical, emotional, mental, and inspirational urges. It is indicative of the life perfectly lived. This is why it was a mystical secret so great that only the queen could unlock it, in which only the king, with the support of his court, can properly wield. In order to live most fully, we must master our lower urges and direct them all lovingly and carefully under the guidance of spirit. When the Queen of Pentacles appears in your reading, it can represent a person in your life who is nurturing and down to earth. If she appears in a reading, ask yourself if you are presently embodying her qualities, or if perhaps you need a bit more of her nature in your life. Are you bringing in comfort and warmth? Are you caring for and looking after those in your life fully? She brings a soft, almost forgotten energy that we all the more crave for its rareness. Mind you, however, that while she may be caring and kind, she is far from a fool. She is a queen and has all the manner and dignity befitting her office. She is also a resourceful and grounded person, independent and confident in her nature, and she can confer those qualities to you. I just kind of keep getting this feeling of you, of course, right? We're talking about you, Capricorn. Um, and of course, your earth element, right? Practical, maybe logical, right? Like, you know, pentacles and earth, it's anything tangible, anything we can touch, anything that has value, worth, anything monetary, our money, how we make it, even our physical health too. So it's like taking, and for me, when I see queens, I think of us embodying the energy of the suit with a queen. It's, learning to work with the energy of the suit. It's learning to master it for yourself so that you can then share with other people how you have gotten to, the position that you've gotten to, which would be like the King of Pentacles, right? So this whole thing, it's like giving me this energy of like you trying to figure out the best way to like work with your earth element, and even to like how you express that, maybe even like opening up more, broadening your horizons, right? I mean, maybe there is something that is just kind of like been within you that maybe you haven't, like expressed outwardly. And also because we have these two wands cards here, the Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands. I mean, the Page of Wands came out with the Queen of Pentacles. So again, right, it's like taking this earth element, and it was talking about using reason and logic. And then with the Page of Wands, it's like, what can you do with that? Because the Page of Wands here, wands are about creativity, passion, the actions that we take towards those things, the motivation behind the actions that we take. I also see wands as being information by way of experience, because that's what we get by trying things. We figure out what works, we figure out what doesn't work. What do we like? What don't we like? Right? And I mean, it could have been a journey to even get to maybe even recognizing what this pentacle is for you. Because again, right, like the Page of Pentacles found the key. The Knight of Pentacles went on the journey to get the key to the Queen. So there is this journey that has been taking place. And it really is, it's like self-discovery to me is like how it's feeling. And then again, like with the Page of Wands, taking what you know and starting to play with it. See what happens, right? Again, like throwing noodles against the wall, see if they stick, right? Like, trying different ways of expressing that, trying different ways of working with it. Also, too, even having some fun with it, because I always kind of feel like pentacles or wands are fun too, because really it just makes things, literally anything, more enjoyable if you can add some fun and some play in there, and however that is for you, right? It doesn't have to be like goofy, whatever. It really is like specific to you. Because again, in this Page of Wands, they are gathering twigs and branches, because their knight is on a journey to bring the flame element to the Queen. So the page is like setting up the campfire here. Again, right? Because pages are new. They're like the newbies. So it's also like allowing yourself to be new with the Seven of Wands, and it did come out sideways. Upright, the Seven of Wands is self-defense, having to defend your actions, standing your ground. We can see these 6 wands here. They're in a defensive stance. I always see these 6 wands as being other people's projections, like their reasons why they wouldn't do something, like, oh my God, I could never do that because, or I can't believe that you're doing that. I could never, or, right. Or like, oh, my friend tried that one time and blah, blah, blah. Or, you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, I didn't even ask. So, like, right? Like, okay. And then it's literally you, like, having to stand there and be like, okay, I'll like keep that in mind, but like, whatever you're talking about is not even what I'm doing anyway. So what are you saying? And most of that like comes from because they could never see themselves doing it, right? Or even too, like if it's setting boundaries, that this could definitely be what that is too. Like even with setting boundaries, like people start feeling a certain way when boundaries are set, because then it's like they don't have the same access to you like they did before, right? So again, this could be limiting access to people. It could be doing this whole thing in private. Like nobody has to know unless you want them to. Because again, like truly, it's like once you start talking about things, then people feel like they that they're like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not obligated to an opinion, but they're like allowed to like insert an opinion. I don't know. It's interesting how that like kind of took a turn. But also like it is sideways. I almost kind of feel though it's like covering both of these cards though, but also it may also be that like you are going to have to put in more energy than you think. Because truly too, right? The outcome or like the result that you get is a direct correlation between the amount of energy that you put into it. I mean, this could even be, these 6 wands down here could be your own shit. It could be your own stories, your own self-sabotagey things, right? And like this has to do with action and like fire and motivation. So maybe it's like one of those things of like your motivation kind of dwindles or fizzles out kind of quick, and it's something that you are really going to have to be aware of and honestly force yourself to push through. We have the Page of Cups sideways. Again, with the page, cups having to do with our emotions. We can see in this page that they're looking at this map here. There's, this crazy storm going on back there, like obviously water back here having to do with our emotions. It could be too that like, you just kind of start freaking out, because that's also like what tends to happen when we start reaching that glass ceiling that we've created for ourselves, or maybe somebody else or something else has created that glass ceiling for us. Like we start, what is that book? The Big Leap, I think, talks about that, and like how to get yourself to go past your own glass ceiling. If you haven't read the book, maybe a good idea to pick it up. The Big Leap. It has like a fish jumping from one fishbowl to another, I think. But what is so interesting in this card, though, is that, yeah, there's a storm going on in the background there, right? But their focus, not even on their cup with this, the liquid is like swirling out of it. Their focus is on the map and where they are heading. And two, it's like one of those things of like when emotions do start getting big, whether again, they're our emotions or they're outside of us emotions, right? It could be other people reacting to the changes that we're making in our lives, right? Which again is like kind of these projections here. Either way, whether they're your big emotions or somebody else's, it's going back to focusing on your plan, your why, right? It's like almost to like even really locking back in with your intuition, because we are talking cups here. That is intuition, compassion, grace. What are you manifesting? How do you want to feel regardless of what is going on around you? Because you do have control over that. We have the Four of Swords at the top of the deck too. I wanted to look just to be sure because I got a ping to do so. And this card literally does talk about giving your mind a break. It's literally laying down your swords. The book actually talks about the knights that these swords belong to are nowhere in sight. Are they resting after a battle? Are they resting before a battle? Either way, they are resting. So, again, right? I mean, like, regardless of what you are manifesting, whatever is like happening around you, you are the captain of your ship. You get to decide how you are going to react to things. You also get to decide what your mindset about them is going to be. I love this. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.